it's Daime here from Northside Mitsubishi. And here in front of us today, I have the 2021 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV. Now, something really different from all the other Outlanders in the market. But what makes it special is what's going on underneath the hood. So let's take a look. Here underneath the hood, you can see the electric motor situated on the right, as well as the 2.4 liter gasoline engine. Actually, that's been upgraded from last year's 2.0. Perfectly split right down the middle. Now, the electric motor is actually going to be what drives your wheels for the front axle, and you have a near identical model in the rear driving the rear axles. What makes the Outlander PHEV different from other hybrids in the market is that it primarily runs on the electric motors and uses the gasoline engine primarily as a generator to recharge the battery underneath while you're driving in what they call series mode. Now, the reason they've separated out right down the middle is so that mechanics and technicians can work on the gasoline engine and service is just the same like they would in any other Outlander. While the electric motors stay quite simple, only needing their electrical wires to run, no real piping or fluids, and you even have a generator situated underneath that's recharging the battery. Speaking of, it's actually been upgraded from last year's 12 kilowatt to 13.8. Being the GT model, it comes with a whole lot of features and a whole lot of luxury too. Starting off even with simple things in the front end, the headlamp display is actually fully LED on top of the daytime runners with the fog lights as well. Going along the side, you have the 18-inch alloy wheels where all that power is going down to, but it'll actually rarely use the brake pads to slow down, as it'll use the electric motors in what's called regenerative braking. A little bit more on that in a moment, but you can also see the EV badge just to let everyone know this is something a little different. So walking on up, I can actually keep the keys in my pocket and simply click the door to either lock or unlock the vehicle, and the power folding mirrors will fold open to welcome me in, and you can see they are heated with blind spot built in as well into the corner. I'm then greeted to a soft, supple, diamond stitch contrast piped interior with 8-way adjustable seats with lumbar support, and they're heated for driver and passenger, as well as the bolstered leather wrapped steering wheel. Along the door, the continuation of that diamond stitching with aligned piano black for a trim. All windows one touch with my mirror controls along the side as well. I can hop on in, and you can see a little bit of the controls for the safety tech for collision avoidance, lane departure, as well as that powered tailgate, because this one does have the electric. So, the steering wheel is extremely unique to the PHEV with all my power controls for media, Bluetooth, cruise control, and this does have the adaptive, so when you put it in cruise, it'll automatically keep distance from the vehicle in front of you. Now with my foot on the brake, I can push to start, and it doesn't actually need to engage the gasoline engine. But at the same time, it can give me readouts for how the vehicle is operating. At the same time, I can actually know how much battery charge, gasoline, and the rate at it's charging, or I can move over from my infotainment screen, and instead of just having my 360 surround view camera, which is pretty nifty, I can also actually bring up in real time all the information about how the vehicle is driving. Whether power's going from the battery to the wheels, from the gasoline engine to the wheels, because it still can do that if it needs, or just having the engine transfer power into the battery. And in fact, when you're regeneratively braking, it'll actually show power recharging the battery from the wheels. Now going along below, I have my climate control systems, all electronically run with the defrosters, dual zone, and I even have my heated steering, blind spot, power tailgate controls, and even an eco mode to help extend range. Now the shifter's pretty unique here because there's no longer a transmission. I'm actually just choosing which way I would like to move the vehicle. The charge save modes and EV allow me to have a little bit more control over how the vehicle drives, whether I want to keep it in electric or maintain the battery charge. But this is my favorite, the sport mode, the ability to engage full power out of both electric motors and the gasoline engine. That can really help this car move. One of my favorite parts being too is that everything from the center screen can actually be set on timers for heating, cooling, and charging. So I can actually have the vehicle set to preheat every morning at specific times before I leave, or even cool down in the summers. Now, just before I do hop out, we have a giant sunroof, lots of space, and provides some nice open lighting. Passengers in the rear get to really get comfortable back here as they continue on with the diamond stitching. They have seats that can recline back, as well as they have their USBs, but with a full outlet because it can run off the electric motors. So you can even charge a laptop when you're on the go here. The seats have the ability to fold completely flat. The base will kick out specifically so the top can become flush with the rear. And just before I do move out, you do have Mitsubishi Power Sound audio system here, so this thing packs a punch with special bass boosted speakers. And finally, as I get around to the rear end, the LED taillights add a unique, cool look. Folding tailgate means I don't really have to worry about my hands pulling anything open. Cargo cover to keep everything hidden. But with the seats folded down, I can fit just about anything back there, because the cargo cover does pop out relatively easily too. Just to give you an idea for the length. Now we also have a full outlet back here. If you're ever tailgating, you can even hook up a microwave back here. And underneath I have a full-size charging cable, so I can actually put this directly into the side of the vehicle and the other side into the wall, so I can charge it in a regular home outlet. Now you'll actually plug it just directly here in the side, and you have access to level 1, level 2, and level 3 charging. So whether you're just plugging in at home, it'll charge overnight, going to the mall, charge in a few hours, or you're on a road trip, this bad boy will actually charge 80% in about 25 minutes. Pretty amazing stuff. The vehicle's well future-proof for more charging stations, as well as safe here for Alberta with no range anxiety, always being able to run the gasoline. All this package covered under a 10-year, 160,000 kilometer powertrain warranty. This has been Daime from Northside Mitsubishi. Please let me know what you think.